Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today is another what sold video. I think I'm a little bit behind. This one is going to be the Monday through Thursday of Christmas, so December 25th through the 28th. As a reminder, I was on vacation at this point. I was doing extended handling. I do not do time away. There's too many restrictions. And my sales were amazing. I've mentioned this in previous videos. We ended up selling 184 items while we were on vacation, which made for a very long Monday and Tuesday when we got back, just trying to get all of our packages out. But been hitting it hard in here, trying to get some of my profit pile worked on, and then starting to get into some of the bins bags when I just can't. I can't anymore, and I want something fun and interesting and reminders of some of the great things that we picked up on this last trip. But hopefully very soon we also are going to be starting our second channel. Well, actually our third channel, but our second channel, and it's going to be picking. And I did record all of the trips to the bins that we did on this last trip. Hopefully it's good footage. We plan on releasing them with minimal editing. It's just basically going to be showing you what I was picking up. I tried to do some talking, but you know how sometimes you just you're there to pick, and I didn't always talk. But I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy. Those of you who like the picking videos, and especially the Goodwill bins picking videos, we're going to have that. And then when estate sales and yard sale season starts up again for us, then we will start releasing that type of footage also on there. But I'm hoping. We've got two cameras, although one of our cameras is acting up, which is a bummer because I think a lot of the footage that Robert had the old camera, and it started acting up again. So I'm glad we went ahead and purchased a new camera, and that's the one that I was wearing because I do most of the picking. Robert picks what he finds, and then I end up sorting back through it and getting rid of the things that I don't want. So I'm glad I had the good camera on this time. All right, let's go ahead and get this going. And this is all eBay because all of my other stores were on vacation. Also, I'm going to try to say this most videos. If you're liking this type of content from me, please do consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, making comments on my videos. It just kind of helps me with the YouTube algorithm. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping, so when I say something sold for $35, they also paid additional for shipping. First thing is Lego building blocks. I make lots out of them. I always pull the minifigures out and sell them separate. This lot sold for $35. Steel Outfitters ball cap. Sold for $7.50. I'm including this because there was a time where I thought vintage trucker hats were something that you should really pick up. We live in the South. There's quite a few at most yard sales and estate sales, but I've learned that they are really, really long tail. So it's something that I'm going to be a little bit more careful in sourcing. I know to look for the ones like with the three stripes and stuff, but for now, I think I'm going to just pass on them because I've got a lot listed. Potpourri Press Santa Claus decoration with a painted face. Didn't quite know what its purpose was, but it sold for $17.77. Seemed like some kind of cover. Little People, I sold probably 3 or 4 lots of these in this week that I was on vacation. I just think I'm going to start making larger lots and try to bump my profit up on these. This was from 2016. These are what I consider the heavies when I'm talking about Little People. They're just bigger, heavier, chunkier. Sold for $7.62. Carter's Orange Fox Plush 12-inch sold for $14.41. Gund Tan Rabbit plush from 1983 with the cute carrot, sold for $12. I think I just was in the last video, sold something that was vintagey green. But this is Oster Regency Kitchen Center lid for a blender, sold for $9.91. Thai Dog Baby Dog Rattle plush. This is another one of those. The Pluffies, this, and the Pillow Pals are the type that I like picking up of the Thais. This one's from 1999. This one sold for $16.96. Funny story with this one. This is a Snap-on Mexican Train Dominoes set. Picked it up at either a yard sale or estate sale for $3. I also found a Snap-on set of like drinking glasses. I was supposed to give them as a Christmas gift to my son because he is works in a car dealership. He wears a Snap-on hoodie and likes to buy Snap-on tools, and it's still sitting over there. I forgot to give it to him. I'll have to figure out, do I set it aside for next Christmas, or do I just go ahead and say, oops, here's your Christmas gift I forgot to give you? Anybody else forget to give Christmas presents? Decor Potbelly Brown Rabbit. This was from the private pick estate sale where I got all of that amazing vintage plush. This one did have its paper tag still attached. Sold for $17.25. Kenner Littlest Pet Shop building set. I picked up a bunch. I want to say these were at the bins or something. I knew I was finding Littlest Pet Shop figures that are vintage, and so I had my eyes open for things that I knew would also be going with them. I decided to split them up. These were just the zoo buildings, and they sold for $14. Best offer. The vintage Littlest Pet Shop were Kenner. They look totally, well, they look very different than the more contemporary ones. Gray Elephant plush. Didn't have a tag, so I didn't know who, and it wasn't getting pulled up with Google Lens. Still used corded ribbed as keywords. Sold for $19.09. I sold a different Vision Corningsware in the last video. This was another one of those waffle bottomed frying pans. Sold for $16. Wish Pets. Another brand I like picking up. It just doesn't get the love, I think, but I still like picking them up. This was from 1997. His name was Gas Senior, a Husky Wolf dog plush. All the keywords I use when I have these types of dogs. Sold for $11.40. Disney Monsters University. She was Pete N.K. Girl plush with the purple hair. $11.01. Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway Cars. This was James and Duke's Tenders. Sold for $9.31. Another small appliance piece. This was for the CTC Pasta Express pasta maker. This was just the measuring cup. $12.71. This also was from the private pick estate sale I went to. This is Scarborough Collection Yellow Bear. Looks like he's wearing a tuxedo. Sold for $25. This wasn't listed hardly, maybe a week. Russ Tuffley Tiger plush with the big dreamy eyes. Sold for $16.96. These next three was from one buyer. She bought 3 sets of Little People. This dog and goat set for $7.57. Santa Claus for $5.32. He did have some significant paint wear on him. And another set of farm animals for $7.62. Vintage Nativity set. This one was, I think it says Revco over here. Let me move this. Revco. I think this one had been listed quite a long time. That's why I went ahead and took a $25 offer on it. I think the new me in listing probably would not list the manger. I would have sold these figures separately. It's $25. I'm probably paid less than $5 for it at a yard sale. Five Nights at Freddy's Nightmare Foxy sold for $13. Hallmark Snowman Plush 15-inch sold for $10. Hanging Tan Monkey Plush had a Gibraltar t-shirt on it, sold for $16.96. Kappa Track Jogger Pants sold for $18.88. The Petting Zoo Green Bear sold for $9. Hallmark Wizard of Oz from the estate sale. I just recently bought a bunch of Wizard of Oz stuff from. I think I've got a couple on here that I'm sharing. This was the rescue ornament. Did light up and make sounds. I accidentally broke it and did do a repair, which I did show a close-up of. You couldn't even tell once I put super glue on it that it had been broken, but I did want to state that it had. I broke the tip off of the Tin Man's weapon. Sold still for $25.46. Cabbage Patch Kids doll did have some stains and stuff, so I went ahead and kept the price relatively low, I think, for some of the vintage Cabbage Patch clothes. Still sold for $11. Denim & Company jacket. I think I paid probably $1 for this. It had some condition issues. I was not going to attempt trying to clean suede, so I just listed it with close-up pictures of a lot of the issues. Sold still for $20 very quickly. Picked this up at a churchyard sale. There was a whole slew of men's sweaters that were made in Italy. Most of them were either acrylic or wool. All of it was $1, so I went ahead and picked them up. This one was by Daniel Axel, and it sold very quickly for $19.28. Forever NFL New Orleans Saints train decorations sold for $25. My mentality with Christmas stuff was make it gone, so I took reasonable offers. A Perfect Circle cassette tape. One of those ones I wish I could find more of. This one was listed for a while. I think it was from that estate sale we went to, where if I had known enough about CDs, I should have bought everything that day. CDs and cassette tapes, I would have bought them all that day. But I picked and chose which ones based on a real quick Google Lens search, and this one sold for $38. Dandy Pink Pig Pillow Plush sold for $18. Hakes, I've not seen this brand before, but obviously I had two of them because I have a number 2 on here. Carpenter jeans. They tend to sell very well for me. These sold for $13. All right, this is funny. I went to a churchyard sale. I want to say I bought 6 or 7 Hard Rock Cafe men's t-shirts that were all size XXL. This person actually bought 3. Then he's come back since then, bought 2 more, and then today bought 1 more. So the same person has bought, I think, all of my t-shirts. But he offered me $16 each, so these 3 went for $48. Russ Mealy Mouse Weighted Plush from 1973. This one came in varying colors. I went ahead and put a high price on it because I could not find one that was pink with blue ears. But when I got a $25 offer for him, I just went ahead and accepted it. Isn't that cute? Christmas, I tend to pick up a lot of it. Not all of it is even bread and butter, but I just loved this one. It was a wooden nativity, sold for $6.04. I picked up 3 of these, pretty sure at an estate sale. This is, I'm not sure if this is the first or the second, the first one. This is the first one to sell. It is a little Smoky dog hand puppet. I don't know why I've got inch there. Sometimes I wonder, I'm just going along, but this sold for $15.22. This is, for those of you who don't know, this is the UT mascot. Another one of the ornaments. This was a 2-inch. Come to find out, I think it was from a series of them, but this is the only one I found at that Wizard of Oz estate sale I went to. Took a best offer of $6. The person who purchased it sent me a picture of her Wizard of Oz Christmas tree, so I thought that was very sweet. It's going to be joining all her other ornaments. Walmart White Rabbit Plush sold for $9.31. This was also another one of those that I got a message from a mama who thinks this one looked like one that they had just lost recently. Went ahead and purchased it and sent me a message a few days ago saying that it was the exact one. So she was thrilled. Kelly Toy Gray, My First Rattle Bear plush sold for $10. Eileen Fisher Women's Pullover Sweater. Had a few condition issues, sold for $22. Okie Dokie Elephant Rattle Plush, Lovey, sold for $11.01. Womcraft bandana. This one had a Christmas motif. I had picked up a whole bunch of bandanas, handkerchiefs at an estate sale. A lot of them I was lotting up in small lots, but because this one was Christmas, I kept it separate and it sold for $18. BKE Women's Jeans, Stella. That's the nice thing about BKE. It has right on the waist what the series is. Sold for $20. Gaffa, not a brand I pick up very often, but somehow I ended up with this one and it sold for $9.87. Probably because of the multiple colors. Ravensburger, 1,000-piece vintage game puzzle. This is something that we had put together and it sold for $10. We do lots of puzzles. Always got one going. This is Wile E. Coyote hand puppet from 1991. Sold for $12. Snoopy Dog plush from 1968. Little, only 7 inches long. Sold for $15. I think Robert picked this up at an estate sale. This was all the pieces. Normally when we pick up silverware, I make it into like sets of 4 or whatever, but this was all there was to this entire set. So I just left it as is and it still sold for $25. So if you see anything that has like that wood grain looking handles, definitely check the comps on that brand. Some more of the glass vintage ornaments that I picked up. I paid $5 for a tote. Took me forever to get them listed. Still ended up not listing all of them, but I did pick my favorites out and I have sold several of the lots. These 4 sold for $25.46. Little People Nativity Manger. If I pick up a set and it's incomplete, then usually I will go ahead and part it out. This one was from 2002. Some of them are light up and musical and some of them are not. This one sold for $11.01. Ceramic cat kitten figure. Picked it up at an estate sale. I think the eyes drew me. It just had very unique cat eyes on there. Sold for $16. Vermont Teddy Bear Company. Not a plush I would recommend picking up. They are very long tail and they don't normally sell for very much. This one sold for $10. Snuggle Bear. I pick up lots of them. This one seems to be very common. It's like a 8-inch little bean plush. Sold for $7.57. And then this Getting into my last 3 of my higher dollar things that sold during that 4-day period while we were on vacation. This is Knickerbocker Yellow Bear Plush with a cute blue bib, sold for $42.46. I picked this up, I want to say either at a church sale or an estate sale. There were 4 of these holly Christmas mugs. They were Blarney porcelain. I sold all 4 of them, for $50.84. Love the coffee mugs. Love, love. And then last, I picked this up at Tea and Picker's yard sale. This is an Inesco Puff the Magic Dragon. Very cute. I could not find an adapter. I bought something thinking that it would work and it didn't work. So I just decided to list this untested with no power cord. I could have got more if I had had a power cord. I couldn't figure out what type I was supposed to buy. And I wanted to get it listed for Christmas. So I got a $100 offer on it and I've already received glowing feedback. So very, very nice pickup. Anytime you can find Inesco, especially some of the older stuff, always check the comps, always. All right, amazing sales for being on vacation. I was thrilled. But now it's time to get to work, y'all. I got to get stuff ready to get listed for tomorrow. I'm trying to do 25 a day. That's my goal for this month. And then hopefully as I get my new photographers going, I'll have lots more and I can focus more on listing and less on trying to get the next 25, because it just seems to, some days it's easy to get 25 and some days it just seems everything I pick up needs cleaned or tested or just something. And I'm trying to do less of the one touches. If I pick it up, I try to do something with it so that I'm not in this mess anymore. I'm trying. But get to work. Bye.